This video has been sponsored by The Dragon's Treasure, a haven for anime and tea lovers. They are a specialty tea store creating wonderful blends inspired by your favorite anime, video games, and more. You have your choice between bag or unbagged blends, catering to how you prefer to brew your teas. Today, I will be trying
Leaves from the vine, falling so slow.
One sip of this blend just unlocked some repressed trauma, 10 out of 10. There's a wide variety of flavors for you to choose from, with their own brewing directions labeled on each package. If you'd like to try one of their many creative blends, click on the link down below or use the code AnimeAmericaPage to get 10% off your first purchase or subscription. And thank you Dragon's Treasure for sponsoring this video. Alright, it's 2024. I'm already a bit behind on my recent anime, so let's get started. No distractions. Let's just watch the first couple of episodes, write down the ones I can watch more of later, and go from I'm being swept away by another show, aren't I? Okay, bye! Hello, my name is Robin, and I have zero self-control. I mean, this was the first anime of the winter 2024 lineup. The first one! And I couldn't stop watching it! I'm sure you're assuming I like it now because of this, but here's the thing. I try my best not to let public opinion and hype sway too much of my judgment. Like, a lot of you cried outrage when I made the meh song featuring anime titles you thought were amazing, but, you know, opinions. I don't have to like things you like, understand? Great, moving on. But I'm not going to push myself into disliking anything just because it got too popular. Like, look at my choices for the last 2 Best Anime of the Year awards. Both Spy Family and Frieren were amazingly popular shows, and I agreed that they were the best of their respective years. But Solo Leveling was the big one. The one everyone hyped up to the extreme. To demonstrate, let me just do my best Super Butterbuns impersonation. So Solo Leveling anime came out in 2024 and everyone was like,
Thank you.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
yeah, the hype is big with this one. But like with every other anime, I have to give this a fair shot and judge it for what it is and how it presents itself. With all of that said, what's my opinion on one of the most hyped up stories in recent years? Well, let's just dive right in and see what we got. Solo Leveling, aka Only I Level Up, started off as a South Korean web novel series created by Chugong. Pardon my pronunciation, this is probably my first Korean series that I'm reviewing. Anyways, the first novel series made its debut on Kakao digital comic platform around July 2016. Then it got its own webtoon adaptation in March 2018, illustrated by Jang Sung-ruk, aka Dubu. Dubba. Again, sorry, I can't pronounce anything. It's been thriving ever since, gathering public praise and hype for everyone to read. So naturally, an anime was announced for the winter 2024 lineup from Studio A1 Pictures, the same studio that brought you Couple's Goal, Childhood Trauma, and the one dance meme YouTube will strike me down for if I show a clip of it. The story itself is about random portals spawning throughout the world, allowing interdimensional monsters to enter and spread chaos, destroying cities and lives in the process. At the same time, though, several civilians were suddenly gifted supernatural abilities to combat these monsters, and were given the name Hunters. Hunters are then measured for their abilities and are given letter rankings depending on their strengths, E being the lowest and S being the strongest you've played video games before. Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff if you've ever played any fantasy RPG game, which this show actually has. My god, this is popular. But the main catch is whatever letter you're given, you can never change it or get any stronger. That is, unless you have a second awakening, but those are often very rare. Depending on what rank you are, guilds can recruit you to work for them and pay you for your efforts. Here we have our main hero, Sung Jin-woo, and he's sadly given the rank as the weakest hunter in the world due to his E-level status and inability to fight. This doesn't deter Jin-woo as he pushes himself through every raid in order to take care of his sister and sickly mother. Things take a turn for the worse as his guild mistakenly finds themselves in a horrific situation. And when I say horrific, it's an understatement. Although Jinwoo is able to help the rest of his guild survive, the guildmates see a way out and leave him to die. But just before the final blow, Jinwoo is gifted a brand new ability and finds himself back in the hospital, fully healed like nothing ever happened. This strange new ability is basically like if he was actually playing a video game like RPG, granted him points to beef up his stats and a leveling system making him stronger. With his new ability unlocked, Jinwoo finds himself wondering what he can actually do with it and how it can benefit him and his family. So if you look at solo leveling straightforward, it's a basic hero's journey or a zero to hero type of story. Jinwoo was the biggest loser on the planet, having to care for his sister and mother, but suddenly found his new ability that can definitely help him. By this alone, you can label solo leveling as a straight up male powerhouse fantasy. He started off at an extremely low point with hardly anyone believing in him, but he's finally given a chance to prove himself and to others that he can be stronger. So, if that's really it, then this is another case of an overhyped story that's very basic, right? You would think that, but solo leveling adds a few extra things that make it stand out, and one of them being two Super Butterbuns references in one video, wow. In any area where portals spawn, companies are made to profit. These companies saw the potential and revenue they could make and go to work fast. They went all out to recruit as many top-tier hunters they could find and organize their own guilds to make the most profit. And of course, the top-tier hunters get the most benefits for their abilities, while the low-tier hunters get whatever's left over. This then leads to the classic scenarios of exploitation, entitlement, and corruption. Some lower-tier hunters create schemes to recruit even lower-ranking hunters to use them as bait while they profit from what's inside. And just how do they get away with all of this?
It's not like there are surveillance cameras in there. And without living witnesses, there's zero evidence.
Corruption at its finest. But no one can really blame them when they've been told point blank that there's barely a chance for them to improve. You got a low rank? Too bad, so sad, make room for the gifted. The guilds themselves have formed these teams in order to protect humanity, but now they're just forming a monopoly, only recruiting the most gifted hunters in order to make bank. If anything arises to bend their status quo, they'll commence a full-on investigation to either silence or profit from this anomaly. Corporations be cooperating with hunters either indulging in the rewards or scheming to steal from others. Hell, some will even work for these corporations if it means they can meet their own satisfactions. In this guy's case, he'll just take any job that'll give him an opportunity to murder. Huh. Why would you do that?
I enjoy killing, and it's far more fun killing people than it is killing beasts.
Again! Whatever happens in these dungeons, stays in these dungeons. This is still a rough discovery, bringing up the best and the absolute worst aspects of humanity. So, where does Jinwoo find himself in all of this?
That gratitude was as empty as my wallet. Leave it to a genuine piece of trash to use me and throw me away for his benefit. I've got a family too. I wanted to make it home alive too.
Jinwoo was extremely weak, but he was still hopeful. As long as the other hunters didn't mind him too much, he could still do his best to help with every raid. That is, until they abandoned him. Jinwoo tried to stay positive, but he was thrown to a breaking point. How was it fair to be put in this kind of situation? To have your mother suddenly collapse and be diagnosed with an internal-like coma? To suddenly have the burden to care for your sister and make sure she goes to college? To be given the lowest rank of all hunters and treated like garbage? And when he went above and beyond to help other hunters survive a devastating nightmare, they abandoned him. Still, you really shouldn't confuse this kind of setup with other shows like Arifureta or Redo of Healer, because it's not that kind of show. Once Jinwoo starts to understand what his new abilities can do, he goes to work for himself. In this dog-eat-dog world of monopolies and capitalism, Jinwoo is an entrepreneur investing in himself and no one else. He's not going to play the same game as others. And who's to say he can't? Who's to say he has to help out other hunters and do what's best for humanity? Why should he? He knows just from observing how this whole system works. There's portals. These portals have monsters that can kill regular citizens if they escape, but they also have valuable assets. Big corporations hurry to build strong guilds not to just protect their cities, but to make bank. Why should he partake in this system when he can just go into business for himself? If these guilds could easily toss him aside for being a useless hunter, what's not to say they won't try to take advantage of his power if they knew? Jinwoo literally doesn't have to bend to their will. He's keeping his abilities under wraps so he won't get too much attention, and is making careful decisions that'll benefit him and his family. Not only that, but he's testing his abilities, pushing himself to see how much stronger he can get, purely to show how hard work and determination can pay off. Oh, I can't get any stronger because that stupid meter of yours says I'll always be a level E hunter? Well, this new ability lets me push myself to get stronger and better. Unlike your system, this is helping me. I am bettering myself. I am bettering my family. This is getting me what I need. So, screw your system. I'm going solo. Overall, everyone is calling solo leveling the best male powerhouse fantasy, and I can understand why. Does it feature a loser turning into a hero due to a sudden gifted ability? Yeah. Does it feature him pushing his own limits with every new battle he's in, while giving us spectacular battle scenes showing off his new skills? Yeah. Did he literally go from twink to twunk? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty fine looking, but look at that transformation. That's a glow up right there. I'm proud of you. Mwah. But that's to be expected with any form of powerhouse fantasies. The only thing that should matter with these types of genres is what can the story do differently to warrant your attention. In this case, it's all on Jinwoo. Not only for how he views the system now that he has unlimited potential, but his personality is something we don't usually see in most powerhouse fantasy shows. He's not the wide-eyed hero doing his best for others, but he's not the aggressive type seeking vengeance for how people treated him. He's smart, calm, and cynical. He was pushed to a point where he couldn't fully trust anyone anymore, but he's not going to be a petty asshole about it. He really could. Believe me, he could be a petty asshole. But he won't, because that's Jinwoo. He knows how the system works and was brutally damaged by it, so he's gonna take this random opportunity to look out for his own benefit and no one else. If he has the means and power to take care of himself and his family, what's to stop him? So yeah, I think solo leveling is worth the hype for how they approach this story. It may be a powerhouse fantasy, but it's actually doing something interesting that makes it unique and special. If you want to check out this anime, you can watch the first season on Crunchyroll if you have a subscription. Also, the English dub for this is very well done, with Alex Lee giving it his all voicing Jinwoo. And also, I'm obligated to play this clip from my friend Tiffany because she said, and I quote, "Alex saying arise gave me goosebumps."
A command word, huh? Arise. Instead of defending the throne of a fallen king, pledge yourself to the man before you. Arise.
Okay, yeah, he's top tier. In the end, some things are worth the hype, and this show is one of them. If you're interested in an action-packed show with an interesting approach to the powerhouse fantasy genre, all accompanied by some very impressive animation, then I highly recommend Solo Leveling.
Zero to hero in no time flat. Zero to hero, just like that.
Let's see!
I will not be explaining anything. I will not take any questions. Goodbye.
Now, what insurance provider do you freaks have? The fuck is insurance?
But I've got good news. You see, there's no need to wonder where your god is. Because he's right here. And he's fresh out of mercy.
Please, you gotta check!
Carl, that kills people!
Wow, I didn't know that.
How could you not know that?
Yeah, I'm in the wrong here. I suck.
Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
I've heard worse.
We fall
I've killed gods before, sir. You're next on my list.
Hey, sexy mama. Wanna kill all humans?
I was gonna make a deal.
Like what?
I don't know. What do you want?
I want your dad.
What else do you want?
Your dad.
You do have a heart.
Yeah, that's what poor people have instead of money. Don't you know you never split the party? Clerics in the back, keep those fighters hale and hearty. The wizard in the middle, where he can shed some light. And you never let that damn thief out of sight.
You're really here.
Julie, hey.
Oh no, he's hot!
Have you ever performed a sacrificial murder on one of our customers?
No.
Have you ever taken a hollowed out skull and sipped blood from it in the glorious name of Satan?
This is Satan. This is kind of ridiculous.
How the hell did he get so overpowered?
Psh, I'm not overpowered.
One jump ahead of the slow pokes, one skip ahead of my doom. Next time, I'm gonna use a 9 to plume. One jump ahead of the hitman, one hit ahead of flock. I think I'll take a stroll around the block.
Oh, and you three are so superior to us just because we want some selfish, greedy, authoritarian capitalist to keel over dead.
You're making things too real now, Moxie.
You can't just die now. I won't allow it. You're gonna live. How can I keep blaming you if you don't?
Sorry, I died.
Look out, it's a trap!
Traumatized.
Be honest in the comment section, is solo leveling worth the hype or not? And try to be nice about it. Being condescending like you're riding the world's biggest high horse won't help anyone, now will it? But I do honestly want to know what you think of this show. Again, leave your answers in the comments down below. Special thanks go out to my Patreon supporters for their support and generosity. I can make any video I want despite the algorithm not doing me any favors at all, and it's all because of you, so I just want to say thank you. And of course, thank you for watching this video till the end. Love ya. Mwah. More awesome videos will be on the way, so stay tuned to Anime America.